going to be doing some more Minecraft tonight. And I actually haven't planned what I'm doing tonight. I think we're just going to play together. I'm maybe actually going to put it out to the audience and say, what would you like to see? I've got some planned. I mean, I've got a month's worth planned, but actually today I've been out, which I probably shouldn't admit. But I ordered a bunch of stuff because I was lucky enough to be able to get access to some food and toiletry supplies, and then I did some runs and dropped it off at different people's places at their doors, wrap it up in a bag, drop it off at their door, scoot off. So I've been doing a bunch of deliveries today so people have supplies. Surprise supplies. See what I did there? So I'm gonna leave it up to you. I'm just gonna wait until I get some people in, and then I'm gonna say, what would you like to see? Because I can show you anything. We can build anything you want. We can view anything you want. We can do anything in Minecraft that you like. I know some of you like the coding, some of you like the redstone, some of you like the builds and just hovering through sort of lots of the lesson builds. In the meantime, I'm going to finish some soup. Say hi once you're in. Let us know that you're in and we can see you. And then we're just going to play this one by audience tonight. What do you want to see? What do you want to do? What can I show you? So, good evening, everyone. Just waiting on people coming in to say hi. We've got some people in already, which is great. If you're in, say hi, and then let us know what you would like to see tonight. I have left this one blank simply because, I mean, there's so much we could do, but I want to know what you want. In the meantime, there's something I'm going to get on with, and then see what your responses are. That's not what I meant to go in and look at. That's odd. That's it. Raja, how are you, my friend? I hope all is well where you are and with your family and your loved ones. You staying healthy and you're staying safe in Pakistan. I hope. I do. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. So I'm basically, while I'm waiting on the audience sort of picking up a bit, I'm actually going to go into MC Edit, which I think, yep. We're going to get MC Edit up and running. Ooh. Come on, takes its time, as we know. And I'm going to play around with some stuff on MC Edit, making this just the toy box. That's all I'm trying to do, is make the toy box for the energy stuff that we're doing. Here we are. Open. Minecraft Worlds. Last one. Level.dat. Right, let's see what this looks like. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so we're keeping our dam, which is great. There's quite a lot of waste room there though. You know what I could do with that? No, leave it. Yes, all is well at this side too, Raj. We are, we're all good at this end. Self-isolating, staying in the house, which kills me because I'm a traveller, as you know, and you're a traveller too, right? And so we're used to being able to travel around the place, and we haven't been able to do that, and it's kind of difficult, but it's necessary, and we have to recognise that it's necessary for the other people in our lives. So let me just take this, put that there, and we're just going to fill dirt, and we're going to make a big piece of dirt. Then we're going to do maybe that, and we're going to fill with dirt, and we're going to make that. I'm going to fill that with dirt. There we are. We're going to fill that with dirt. Where are we? Fill, 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 fill. So all we're doing is we're creating the conditions for some I'm basically building land at the moment. So all I'm doing is building some land. And that land, let me just go out to there. Let's just fill that with dirt. So today's topic, Catherine, is, well, what do you want? That's today's topic. What does my audience want to see? Otherwise, I'm just going to use World Edit to build this energy landscape that I've been meaning to build. So it's either, and while I'm building this, I'll just take suggestions on what it is that you guys need to see. Oops. There we are. Yeah, using World Edit right now to build big chunks of land. That's all I'm doing, is just building big chunks of land. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this chunk here, maybe even just this for the moment. And then I'm going to take this. Yep. And then I'm going to go to a program. I'm going to go to this jar here. And I'm going to do a thing, exception while important modular. Yeah, I think that's fine. Smooth, I'm going to smooth it to this. So I've gone, my filters are smooth, and I need to just ignore that. Smooth 3D, smoothing 3D to the power of 3, and then filter. And that's going to take some time. So there's going to be sort of pause. Oh no, it didn't actually. It didn't take time at all. And you'll notice that what it's done now is it's smoothed a bit of the land there so that it's no longer flat. And then we're going to do that again. Let's just filter it a second time, sorry, and then I'll filter it a third time as well. Here we are. And then I'm going to move that and just filter, so let's just escape, deselect. So you see how that looks now? It starts to look just that little bit more realistic. And it's the same here. I'm going to take this over to maybe like, let's just do there. And then I'm going to do smooth So we go filter. Don't know why I'm getting that error, but that's okay. Filter to the power of 3. This is much bigger, so it should take more time. There we are. It's not perfect. I maybe have to turn it up actually. Smooth to the power of 5. Yeah, 5 tends to give me the blue whirling wheel of death, but we'll see how that goes. No, you ask. That's the point. Ask. Let's do another filter 5. And I mean, if I can and if we have the time, then I'll definitely let you know. I'm also aware that I said you could help with this. I'm just building the scenery just now, and it's just taking time, and then we can start to bring builders in. There we go. That's better. That is better. Let's just filter it to the power of 5 again. 5 tends to be quite a heavy filter, but that's okay. We kind of need to do that and take our time. And it might not look to you guys as if much is happening, but I can see how we've turned that into basically what was a block of solid squares or certainly right-angled blocks to what is effectively now this lovely, smoothed, starting to look like a hill type feeling about it. I'm quite happy with that. Maybe just make it all the way along here. This could be a mistake, but that's okay. And then put it all the way down to say there, and then do smooth to the power of 5, and let's see what that does. And it just helps to build large scale scenery, which would take days in Minecraft, days and days and days. And this helps us to do that. And this is not like perfect, but then this world doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be functional. Okay. Love all the streams, and when you were doing Renewable Energy, you were talking about tying it all together in a city world, which would obviously run over several lessons. My question is how you would go about getting started with a bigger long-term project like this, and how you would introduce to the kids what they were going to be doing. Second thing is learning to put custom sound into Java resource packs. Yeah, the second thing I won't do, simply because we won't be doing Java. We have done it. We did it with St Kilda and a whole bunch of other projects, but I probably won't show it on this stream. Maybe we could work that out away from the stream. Maybe I will later, actually. Maybe I will show St Kilda and how we did it. But it would mean a move to Java, and I just have to remind myself of some of the file types. There we go. Let's just run that one more time. As for your first piece, which is how we would run this, I'm going to show you that over time. That's gonna unfold in a variety of streams. The first one being this one, where what I'm doing is I'm creating the scenery for it. So this is going to be the toy box that all of those pieces come together in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together the way in which that would work. So I'll be able to have my wind farms up on this higher hill, and then down here in this little flat bit that I'm making, although I'll rough it up a bit, that's where we're gonna have our bio factory, and we're also gonna have our solar panels, for example. So I'm just putting it all together in this. Oh, and tidal. So I want to create a small beach, which is going to happen here. Actually, that's what I need to do. In fact, the beach needs to be on the other side. That's how I'll create the beach. I'm trying to think how we do that. Or I create the beach down the side, maybe. And then we have the tidal system. That's what I'll do. I'll do the beach down the side. And so what that means is I'll show you over time. We'll make this a sort of a stream project where I can show. So we've got the top. What I'm really trying to do is create, we've already got this because we've already showed you this. And then I'm trying to create somewhere where we can have the wind farms. Then I'm trying to create somewhere where we can have the biomass and the solar. And then over here, down here, I think, is where we'll have the tidal. So what I'll end up doing is smoothing all of this down so that we've got the sea coming in here. And then there's the river as well. And I'm actually wondering if we should move, I'm not sure. Hi Katja, thanks for coming in. This is, when you say where is this done, you mean the program I'm using right now to do the filters, you mean? I'm just going to pull this up. Oops. And then I'm going to, see they've been captured and chopped, but that's okay. Then I'm going to do filter, okay, filter, and we should end up with that. This is MC Edit. This is a free program called MC Edit. I did a stream about it a couple of nights ago, I think. If you check the YouTube, you can see the stream details for that. But it's going to take time. As you can see, it's recording the undo. It really doesn't have to, because I'm not going to undo it, but it does it for security. It's just kind of like, if you make a mistake, I need to be able to undo this. So it records. What it's basically doing before it does anything is it's recording what this looks like block by block. So if I then go, I don't like that, and I press Control and V, it can just strip it back in and do it properly. It wasn't that much bigger than the last one, so I'm expecting it to move relatively fast once it's kicked in. But there's lots of things we can do. So with this one, this is going to be an ongoing project over a variety of different streams. It's kind of given us something to really focus on. And I just need to figure out how I'm going to do that with the sea. I think the sea is really important. So for the time being, we've got a hydro plant. We're going to put in some wind farms. And then we're going to put in a biomass farm. And what else are we going to do? Biomass. Oh, solar panels. There we are, that's done. And that's much better. Look at that. That's actually giving me a really nice blend of mountain at the end there. That's nice. I'll blend this bit in next so that that actually gets blended. And then we'll go from there. And then we're going to do tidal as well. Thanks, Barry. We're going to do tidal. So let me just come out here and take that. And then I'm going to stretch this over to like there. I need to think about where the tidal can go though, because I'm trying to fit it all into one little toy box, and I should probably do myself a favour and not do that and not be so tight on space. But I actually really like the toy box model, and so let's just see what that looks like if I blend. Let's go back to maybe there, and let's go filter, smooth, power of 5, filter. When you download MC Edit, you won't have those filters. You will have smooth 2D and smooth 3D, but you won't have the filters. I've got this huge list of filters which I got off Adam Clark, who did my stream with me yesterday, and I've used lots of different filters before, but he has them all in one collection, and he kind of gave them all over to me. And it's fantastic. There's so many, but you can download them online. If you just look up on Google MC Edit filters, you'd be amazed what they do. And this is probably worth shouting out. I mean, you can see this one was made by Seth Bling, who does some amazing things in Minecraft and always has since the beginning with Java. Dragnos makes some, but most significantly, my favourite collection and the most thought-provoking collection of filters come from an Australian chap called Adrian Brightmore. So if you check out Adrian Brightmore online, I think he's just A Brightmore on Twitter. He does amazing stuff, like really genuinely mind-boggling stuff with Minecraft filters. I think this needs to be a bit longer. I think what I actually need to do is stretch that all the way to like there and say filter. So this is boring, I know, this is sort of, but it just gives you an idea of what I'm trying to do to create landscape. A lot of people are like, how did you create those big giant things? In many cases, and certainly back to our Java days, we did, I mean, I didn't start using MC Edit for years and years. In fact, it's only recently, and Adam always finds this amazing, but it was only recently that I started using MC Edit. Before that, I either built things manually or I would adopt another tool called World Edit in Java, which is basically you do this, but you do it in Minecraft, and it's slower, but it's actually almost like having a paint palette in front of you. This is very blocky and very area specific, but the other one is like having a paint palette, and there's really something quite incredible about the way it can be done, and the things that can be done with it. I love that. And so we so there's an argument for both, but there's definitely a good strong argument which I love for MC Edit, which you're currently looking at now. Let me just pull this out, pull this up, and pull this down, and then just do it there. I just feel that's not looking great here. This water piece is not looking great, so I'm going to do that and just see if I can merge it all down. And then we'll try and figure out where the sea comes in, because all I need is enough to do what we did, which is basically a small tide. I only need maybe even between 5 and 10 spaces so that I can create a tide, which can then be wired up to a central hub. But for the moment, I'm not sure where that's going to go. Hope everyone's doing all right this Friday. Staying sane. Finding ways to make yourself happy. Physically fit. Mentally fit. All of these things are so important. Yeah, Barry, I think it would. I mean, let's face it, we're only doing... All we want is a wave enough, 10 to 12, I would say 5 to 10 blocks with those detector blocks on them that just do rows and rows and rows attached to an OR gate. Yeah, attached to an OR gate that basically says, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I mean, I'm not fully aware of what it is I'm going to do. Let's try that. It's going to be another big one, but it's going to give us this. It's going to take away, see these solid edges here? It's going to take away these solid edges. So we'll just go into there. Okay, filter. So I think a small wave is probably all we need, which means I can do it down, because the other thing is I'm building all these big high mountains. The sea wouldn't be up there. The sea's going to be down at sea level. That's the point. So I'm going to have to go back down to river sea level. Now I either do that down in the corner of the toy box behind me, as we're looking just now, or I do that back down where what looks like the river, because the dam could be pouring into the sea, which doesn't make sense. Dams tend not to be on coasts. So I'd rather keep it somewhat realistic in that respect. We're just going to run this a couple of times. And then there's always going to be fixing to do. And actually, I'm going to show you something real nice when we're finished this, because you see it's all brown. I'm going to show you how very quickly you can grass something. Because lots of people are like, oh, now that I've made this, I then need to go and put grass on it. But I'll show you something nice and quick. There we are. Yep, that's it, right? And when you say you got the coordinates wrong, what did you forget a 0, or did you do world or it sounds to me as if you did relative rather than world. It's that learning point. Have you not been watching my streams, Barry? Disappointed, Barry. I'm disappointed. I don't know what to say. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a filter on that one and just smooth it. Get a look at it so I can see what it looks like. And then I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop that away, because I want my coast to be right down this side. So I'll just chop that away, and I'll create a smooth coast, which I can then fill with water. I know roughly what I'm doing with that. like I said to you on some of my streams, we've quite often found ourselves, in meetings where people are like, but you're just building Minecraft worlds. And I'm always amazed by that. It's just like, would you say that to a carpenter? I mean, would you say, like, honestly, would you say to a carpenter, but you're just making furniture? It's like, no, you wouldn't do that. And it's funny how, even with things like, I mean, I'm building in Minecraft, and you may very well somebody could very well go, you know what? You are just, I stand by it. You are just playing with games. But what about these people that are doing, like, making video games? And what about these people that are, what's the other, the Sketchfab stuff? Like, I put out a Sketchfab on Facebook today of a sketch that someone's made, but it's 3D, and it's three mice on a boat from an amazing comic called Mouse Guard, and it's just phenomenal work. Like, from a 3D technology and engineering perspective, it is just unbelievable. And I've heard teachers say to me, I don't really, and no disrespect to the teachers themselves, they're part of a systematic kind of mindset, but it's just like, I don't see where that would come into it. It's just, cartoons, or it's just 3D modeling. And I'm like, would you say that to the people that build your cars? Come on, you're just building a car. Can't be that difficult. I worry about that mindset sometimes. Not necessarily in relation to me. I mean, I can take it on the chin. Doesn't really bother me. But just the attitude that, one thing is better than another, and one skill is easier than another. And some things are valuable. And yet we're discovering, thanks to Corona, we're discovering that actually I'm just going to get rid of that. That should now be gone. Why isn't it? There we are, it's gone now. I'm just going to get rid of that. We're discovering due to Corona that these are exactly the sorts of technologies our children are needing. Right, let's get up to, say, I'm just going to go over and chop off like that much, maybe. Bring it up a bit so there's not an overhang. And then down here is where we'll have our C. So our C can come in like round there. So this is coastal, and it'll zigzag round there, and then it'll zigzag out. Once I've smoothed it, it'll zigzag out. And we can maybe make some nice sea cliffs or something like that. And then we'll bring that in there. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. So deselect, this is where we're going to do our C. And our C is going to be, let me just take this. I want to do that. I'm going to zigzag it eventually, but for the moment I'm going to take it down and just delete. And that should leave a hole. Yeah, that's meant to happen. That's meant to leave a hole, which is fine. I'm also going to get rid of this. You'll see there's a hole in the box, which is, that's not meant to have happened. Yeah, it's the skills behind it. Well, that's the other thing. Somebody said to me the other day, can you quantify what it is I'm paying for? Because, we charge for making worlds for clients. And they were like, could you quantify what it is that I'm paying for? So I started naively, because, all these years in business, and I still don't imagine, how to actually sell myself. And I started by quantifying it as like, well, you get this member of staff and this member of staff, and you get this member of staff. And it turns out he was actually doing me a favour, because he knew that my answer was going to be something like that, and he went, no. He said, I'm paying for years of you learning how to do this. Nobody I know knows how to do this, so I hire you to do it. He said, and that's years of your life. And it is. I mean, for Minecraft's effectively, what would this be now? This would be my 11th year using Minecraft, and using all manner of different types of, I think I'm going to have to put that back in. There's a block missing there. Does that happen on the other side? So yeah, 11 years of my life trying to do something that it turns out not many other people know how to do, or certainly in the way that I do it. And so that's what we're doing. And when your kids are in school and they're learning those skills, that's the start of that portfolio. That's the start of that journey where they find their passion for 3D modeling, or they find their passion for 3D printing, or they find their passion for, you know, digital ink art or whatever. That's the start of the years that they will put into learning a skill which will one day become viable, sellable, marketable, and so on. I'm going to fill this with grey concrete. So let's just go in here and find grey. And years later, they can command a price for that because, hey, they spent years doing it. There we are. And then I'm also going to fill that. Priceless, Barry, it genuinely is. And I like to think that actually our education system is moving more in the direction of it's okay to make mistakes. It's actually okay. Now let me see if there's a filter. If I select this, I just want to see if there's a filter that roughs this up a bit. So if we do filter and then search, Amazed Ban Slimes Carver. What does Carver do? Boulder. Let's try it. Stone. Made by Adrian Brightmore. Let's see what this does if I do that. Filter. Except during filter operation. See console. Exception during filter operation. Why? Is it not big enough? Let me see if I can... I don't know what this does, but we're going to play with it and see. What's the worst that can happen? Carver, boulder, filter, go. Oh, look what it did. It turned it into a boulder. A different boulder. So it basically just takes a piece of land. That's what I'm looking for, kind of. Because what it's done is it's taken this perfectly flat piece of land and it's given it a kind of a curve, which is kind of what I was looking for in terms of my beach, right? Because then all I need to do is go back to there, go down, whoops, take the top layer down, and then say, let's go fill and replace, find air and replace with dirt. And that, whoops, gives me my little beach spot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand that. Sorry, it's given me that. Let's do deselect. That's me just, there we are. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of that and I'm going to say, oh, I'm getting carried away now. It's because I'm too close to the wall on this side. But if I do that and say fill and replace, now let's see if we can replace, and we're going to find dirt, and we're going to replace with sand. There we are. And that gives me my beach. I'm obviously going to continue that. I'll rough this up a bit and then I'll have it follow round. So this is all going to be, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take away, let me get rid of this first, this paintbrush in the glass, because we're not going to need this for the next model. So let me just do that. And then I'm going to show you how to segregate a piece of land to do something with. So let's just deselect this. So now what I'm going to do is I want to stop. I just want to get rid of the grass that's round this grass. See how that mountain kind of goes up the way? but I don't want to touch the mountain. And I know that there's tools that can let me, there's tools that can let me do that. But they're complicated. I honestly couldn't even name them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bit from above my grass, which is there, because this is the grass I want to change. So I'm above it now, and I'm going to go back to here. And all I'm going to do for the purposes of this moment is I'm going to go swap. So we're going to do fill, and we're going to do fill grass. Whenever you find grass, fill it with gold, block of gold, then replace. And what that's done is that's protected the grass above. It's basically said, right, anything there, and actually I should have done it there, 2 more. Let's just run that one more time. Now don't worry, we can always just, whoops, I didn't mean that, that was wrong. Let's go fill, replace, and replace. There we go, right. So now what I can do is I can just go deselect. I'm going to fix this bit in a minute, but I'm going to take this row now instead to, whoops, I'm not very good with these controls, so apologies. There we are. And I'm going to go, in fact it has to go 1 down because I want the stone, I basically want it all to be water there. Up to, have I got it up to there? Yeah, I'm going to take it 1 more, there we are. And what I'm going to do is, and then I'm going to run it back, oh no, I can't. Yeah. So all I'm going to do is, at this point, I can do that. I'm going to run this back to here. And I'm going to say swap, or replace actually. And I'm going to do, where you find grass, replace with water. And we're just going to make that source, level 7 source, okay? And enter. And you'll see there that now we've ended up with just a body of water there. There's also some wool, so I'm going to do that. I'm just going to go back in because I've noticed that, and I'm going to go replace. And we're going to, it's the top one I need to change now. So I'm going to change that to wool. Whoops. And we're going to say white wool, any subtype, okay, and we're going to just swap. Oh no, not swap, sorry, replace. There we are, that got rid of that. And what else? Over here, where is it? There. I'm going to say, we're going to do another swap, and we're going to go select, wool, air. Anywhere there is air, swap for water, replace. And then I'm going to go, this is working and I love that it is because I wasn't sure how we were going to do that. Then I'm going to do, pull this along to here. And I'm going to say replace gold blocks with sand. Replace. And then I'm going to bring it up and then just say replace gold blocks with grass. Here we are. And we, whoops, I didn't capture all of that there, but we've basically got a beach that runs up to sand. We could have actually done it with stone, to be honest. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to replace all of that with stone, because you tend to find that, don't you? It's like it's a beach and then there's stone. So I'm just going to pull that in there and just say, and it's above, right? Did I get it above? No, I have now. Replace gold with stone. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do save, just so that we can go and see what this looks like. Save. Now this will take some time to save. Well, that's it. That was quicker than I thought. That's good. And then we're going to quit. And then we're going to go back into, come on, quit. I'm going to go back into Education Edition. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, interesting conversation just broke out there. Sign in. And then I'll just I wish Minecraft Education Edition would fix this part, but I have to log in manually, and they've set up single user sign in, but it doesn't work because I've got so many tenants. I can't even tell you. But I've raised that, and hopefully there will be a solution one day. There we are. Okay, let's go back to there we are. Okay, now we're going to go back into that world. Now remember, if we're looking at this, you can see the glass jar is still in there, and this rock at the back, this corner, isn't fulfilled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and show you that that's not the case anymore. The glass jar is no longer there. You just get the same graphic. But if we go in now, we should find, whoops, that the glass jar is gone, and the scenery. So we've now got our hill for our wind farms, and we've got our, I'm going to put water down that side when I fix it, and then this is going to be for our biomass plants, and then I can fix the water over here, which is okay. The water's just going to have to be, I'm trying to think how best to go about doing that. I'll fix that, and then let's look at our coast. Our coastline looks like that. I need to fix that over there, but we can do that manually, and then we've got some nice rocks. All that grass is going to die eventually. We'll get rid of that grass, and then I'll fix this. I'll make this a bit better as we go along. But basically, we only need our wind. In fact, we could, I'll smooth all of this down and then we'll see what it looks like. How's that though? I think that's pretty awesome. See where the sand has collapsed, where there's not been the infrastructure to make that happen. That's okay. And then up here, so we've started to create a place where this can all start to work. Down here, it's good, right? It's good. I know you'd be impressed, Barry. I know you'd be impressed. Let's do that again. Right, /WB. And then all I'm going to do is this is just going to be a manual fix, to be honest. It doesn't really matter because I just need to put that in there. I can smooth that later using MC Edit, but for the moment, here we go. That'll kind of do. I could put water in there now, and that would be like a really nice. Let me just get some soil in this one. Oops. That later on the edge there, but basically that could now be somewhere where we could contain some water. There's a little body of water in there, which is quite nice. Get rid of that, there's no need for that. smooth that off. Sometimes you spend time, like, this is basically terraforming. I spend ages and ages just terraforming stuff. Here we go. Now, you want to see something real cool? If I place a piece of grass here, how your work process from getting a brief through to building a world to creating a resolution to present. Wow, that's a really big thing. But yeah, we could look at something like that. So here we go. Really cool thing. If I place a block of grass there and we just watch it for a moment, with our settings set to, oh, hang on a minute. Hang on. I'm not allowed to, so here's a thing I noticed the other day. I am not allowed to change the, you'll notice when I go into settings, I'm not allowed to change the tick speed, and it's actually almost, it's greyed out at the moment. That's because in resources, we have a resource pack, and I can't take it off at the moment. And actually, I don't need a resource pack on this, so I'm going to save and exit and show you how to get rid of that if you do end up with that. We're going to go view my worlds. We're going to go into here and settings, and then we're going to go down to resource packs, and you'll see that it has vanilla resource pack. We're going to take that off. I don't need that anymore. I don't want to, it's just, there's my packs, but then there's active packs. Global resources is the main one. That's the one that's always on there. But I stuck in vanilla resource pack and played around with it and did some different things with it. And that would be the same with, you'll see here the default behavior pack, but if I had an alternative behavior pack in there, it would be in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to go in to that world, because it's now not got a resource pack applied. And you'll notice now when I do my settings, I can go down and do random tick speed. So the resource pack for some reason stops certain things being enacted, and I don't know why. I haven't had time to play around with it yet. But if we watch this piece of grass, nothing really happens. We could maybe add another, we can maybe add another one. Let me just let's add a little collection of them and see what happens. Let's just see. I'll make a square and we'll see if it gets any larger. So we can see that. I'm not sure it's going to get any larger. Oh, there we go. So one's just automatic. Now grass grows. Grass automatically grows, but man, it takes forever. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go up into the sky so that we can see the whole map. And then we're going to do settings, tick speed. Let's try 100. Oh, it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. Oh, there we go. And it's going to grow. But what if we did tick speed 2000? Look at that. How cool is that? I love that. I could watch that all day. It's one of my favourite parts of map building. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Boom. How awesome is that? And then it's like painting. It's like somebody's painting it. And then when we go down and have a look at it now, this is where we're going to build our wind farm. This is where we're going to build we're going to have our solar panels and stuff in there. Here's our hydro farm, etc. And then down here will be our tidal. Still a lot of work to do. We still got a lot to do. And actually, I'm going to make this an ongoing project, and I'm not going to do it unless I'm with you. I was going to do it and kind of reveal it a bit at a time, but this is quite fun, I think, actually, working on it with you and saying, look, now we're going to do a bit of this and a bit of that. I think what I'll do is I'll chop away this, and I'll help that to become, I think we'll make cliffs there, kind of like here, and we'll bring all this in and we'll make it more stone and cliffs with grass on top. And then that will give us our little tidal area. So I'm going to stop the stream there just for this evening. But this is good. This has given us a little idea of what it's going to look like. Wind farms, solar, biomass, hydro, tidal. And in somewhere, maybe up on this platform on the top of the cliff, we can have an old Maybe we'll build a nice old sort of crooked house on the top of the cliff, and that's where the electricity gets fed to. Maybe we'll see. We'll see if we can do something like that. Solid progress, right, Barry? That's what we're doing. Yeah, the Isle of Lewis is definitely where this is looking like. Isle of Lewis, man, and Harris. Harris is worse. Harris is like the moon. And show a coal mine. Yes, so that's maybe what that could be. Maybe over here, this hole is where a coal mine used to be. Actually, let me show you a coal mine. Let me see if we can. I'll do a full stream on fossil fuels, but let me show you what a coal mine might actually look like. And I want to test something while I'm in. Immersive winds, biomass, hydroelectric, build barracks. I think it's further up. Immersive education. There we are. They are both stunning, both islands, Harris and Lewis. Oh, look at that, as if by magic. Dun, dun, dun. There we are. So here's our coal mine, based on an actual coal mine in Scotland. I'm going to take you through a whole thing about this, but there's our coal mine, and it works as in you can go. There's a coal field underneath, and you can go down. Let me show you what that looks like if we head into here. There's the shaft, and you get into the lift and you press the button. And in fact, let me see if it works, because it may not work in this version. No, I'll need to fix that. But basically, down there is the lift, and then that's you. You're in a coal mine, and there's the coal, and you have to go back up. So you'd click the button, and you would go back up in the cage. Bing. And that would be your work done, your day's work done. And then the tracks for getting the coal out and so on. And then, but what we can do is, what's that? Yeah, that was the lift to get into work. Oh yeah, that's the top of the lift, like the TARDIS. There we are, and then that's us. But here's the thing. What I want to try is, based on this, let me just get a furnace. This is what I think will work, and I might be wrong. Oh, a blast furnace. I didn't even know that was a thing. Maybe we could do it with blast furnaces. So you've got a furnace, and then we'll place a blast furnace there. And then what we'll do is, let's get ourselves a... What are we going to get, Barry? What are we going to get? Apart from coal, we're going to get ourselves a little something. Oh, I've already got one. Look at that. We're going to get ourselves a comparator. Actually, I'm going to try this first. And then we'll get ourselves a... But fewer items can go in it. Right, okay. So then we're going to get ourselves a lamp. And then we're going to just put coal in this. There, and then we're going to put coal in this. So nothing happens. We also need to burn something. So let me just get some wood. Not wood. Let's get some iron. Iron would be the alternative, because you can't. The problem with this model, and I've never really liked this model, is that the coal doesn't just burn. The coal actually burns, and that's the wrong stuff. Sorry, I need to get some ore. There we go, iron ore and iron ore. You have to have an ore that sort of gives it something to burn, and only when you give it something to burn does it light up and actually do something. So it's the coal based on what it's actually burning and then creating pieces of iron ingot. So you can see that one's now working, but nothing's happening. What if we added... Yes! It's working. Right, okay, so I didn't know this. I did not know this was working. This was going to be one of my experiments this week, but it's good because it allows me to do a little research before I do that. Let's see what a blast furnace does and if it's any different. Oh, it is. No, it's not. A blast furnace does the same. But the good thing is we can burn coal to create power, and therefore we can... I've also got an idea. Does an observer block detect so what would that be? That would be that way. I did that wrong. There, right? An observer block doesn't recognize when that... Actually, does an observer block recognize a change to redstone? Whoops. I don't think it would. I don't think it recognizes that redstone... Oh, it did. But it only just... right. Okay, so it's not consistent. Because then I was going to say, it would be amazing if the redstone was on, the observer block did something. And if the redstone was off, the observer block didn't. That would be something, because then it could detect for coal burning, therefore give... this has got me thinking. Wow, this has got me thinking. So yeah, anyway, back to room 117's ask. We're going to come back to this and we're going to do coal tomorrow morning, because this has got me thinking. So let's do fossil fuels, well, particularly coal, tomorrow morning. Well, tomorrow afternoon, 12 o'clock GMT. I'll see you guys then. Thanks so much for joining.